Now, if we're gonna talk about how much I made on my first paycheck, which this is the burning question, I think I can quit my job. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I really wanted to do a video on my first YouTube paycheck, how long it took me, how much I made, and everything in between, so let's get started. I'm so happy that this finally happened because if you've been following me for a while, you would know that this is something that I really wanted this to be my career. It's not right now. I'm not saying that I'm quitting my job all of a sudden, because you guys will see how much I actually made and what's realistic, honestly, because unfortunately I can't quit my job quite yet. But I will show you how much I made with the amount of followers that I have and how long it took me. I've been so obsessed with YouTube, but like ever since, I don't know, my teen years that I can remember. I first started technically in middle school, and I remember I was posting some videos and there was just like outfits of the week or whatever, or of the day, and I remember my family found them and then they made fun of me, and I never ever posted again. Well, I didn't post again for a while. I think after a couple years in high school, I would just post random things, more like for memories than for anything else. I still wanted YouTube to be my career. It was like my dream job. This is my dream job. But I wasn't consistent, and I also was just kind of posting anything. And most of those videos are actually privated because they're pretty embarrassing. Between that time from me posting from, you know, middle school to high school, and after high school, I gained about like 116 followers, and I think most of that was just like random people that found me, which is weird because I posted nothing. It was also like family members. Like sometimes I would make a vlog and then post it on my Instagram and people would follow me. And I don't have like a big following, especially not at the time. I think I had like 300 followers on Instagram. Last year when COVID hit, this was something that I've always wanted to do. I was working so hard, so I was able to save up enough money to get myself a laptop, because honestly it's a must. I had been using my brother's, but I needed my own, and to also get myself a camera. My sister had a mic, things like that. I just had to use what I had. I did that also because Kelly Stamps was like, guys, this is the time. This is the time to make videos if you've ever wanted to, because people are just sitting at home and like, it's crazy to think that at that time I was like, oh my god, it's almost gonna be over, the pandemic. At the time I was posting vlogs, and you definitely don't want to do that when you're first starting off, because when no one knows you, no one's gonna really care about your life. Like, no one cares if you do like 50 facts about me when you have 100 followers. Before I started too, because I love YouTube so much, I would watch other people's videos like Catherine Manning, Hannah Malt, I think that's how you pronounce her name, like videos on YouTube, and like why it's important to start now if this is something that you've always wanted to do. And I've also seen other videos. I remember, I forgot who it is, but she talked about how like she took a business class, and it's so important. Like, to be successful in YouTube, it's important to have either one of these three things. So it's either an amazing personality, relatability, or something that will make the viewer want to be you. On Instagram, that's why I feel like a lot of influencers are so successful, because like if I think about that a little bit, who doesn't want to have like that much clothes and work with companies and work for yourself? There's an aspect of that you know, you might still like their personality, but you also still want to kind of be like them. I literally have none of that, but I still think that I'm like, I think I like myself, I don't know. And I also really like posting on YouTube. Like, I like just talking and being on camera. Like, I genuinely like it. I did so many vlogs that like never came out onto YouTube because I just ended up deleting them, but it gave me practice, honestly. You might not have any of these three things, but over time, with more practice, maybe more of your personality can come out. For me, I think, you know, developing this style and trying to influence you guys into showing you how to upgrade yourself, or how I've been doing after cancer, etc., etc. I think that that's something valuable that other people don't have exactly. When I was growing my following from 100 to 1,000, I remember telling you guys like, this is my goal, like this is what I want to do, and I want to be monetized. And I think it's so important to tell your subscribers that this is what you want, so that they can help cheer you on. I remember when I got my 200th subscriber, they were like, hey, I love your vibe, I love your blah blah blah, I'm your 200th subscriber, like you go girl, or something like that. After I had gotten monetized, you guys had noticed, and you guys were like, yay, she finally got monetized, like right at the same day that I got monetized. I feel like that's so powerful to me. Like, it gives me encouragement, and it feels like I'm not just posting these videos out into the void. So I've been doing this since last year in July. I ended up getting monetized this May. Posting every week will grow your subscribers without a doubt. I really recommend consistency, consistency, consistency. To become monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers, also 4,000 watch hours. So it is important to be consistent. It is also important to engage with your following, but also it's starting to get dark in here. It's also important to get these specific watch hours. Some people will get their subscribers first or their watch hours first. I reached my subscribers first and then the watch hours kind of came naturally. I feel like that's kind of how it goes for the most part. The more subscribers that you have, the more watch hours that you have. But also what I did notice is when you post more than one video a week, which I tried doing, it's honestly pretty difficult for me, but it's something that I still kind of want to do every now and then. In addition, I would recommend posting longer videos because that will help with your watch hours. To be consistent, like, you have to want to do this and find this as a hobby, because editing honestly takes forever, and every week showing up for, you know, a year, for some people it takes longer. I've technically been on YouTube longer, but you know, since I told myself I was going to be consistent, and also like looking back on my first videos, they're so, like, since I was being consistent, they're so funny. I remember I would talk for too long, so I would speed up the time because I felt like I talked so slow. Catherine Manning has talked about this before, but it's important to kind of prep and do your Google AdSense in time, like you have to create an account and things like that, so that when you hit that mark, you can already start getting paid. Once you get approved, you know, you can go through that whole process. Also, by the way, everyone holds these up, but like these actually, this is not your first check. This is just for the video, because this actually is the instructions that you have to follow. It did take me about a week to get approved. For everyone, it's different. Some people have said it's been for 6 months, for a month, for 2 weeks. Mine was about a week. Some people have also said 2 days. They have to go through all of your content, and I mean, I feel like I had quite a bit that were pretty lengthy, so it did take a while. I tried my hardest to make everything be non-copyright, like no cuss words or anything like that was too controversial, because I really wanted this. It's so important to make sure that you fill out your Google AdSense information, but the only thing I didn't do is I didn't link it to my account, so I actually had a delay after I was supposed to get paid. So don't do that. Make sure you fill all of that stuff out. But yeah, I didn't link it to my bank account, so that was unfortunately my fault, and I didn't get paid when I was supposed to. I kept refreshing to see like how much I would get paid. I was so excited. It's behind 48 hours or something like that. So I checked, and it was, I think it's like, I forgot the first day that I got paid. It was like May 18th or May 8th. And I got paid, it was 80 cents, you guys. So I'm really banking it. Like, I'm really making a lot, you know? I think I can quit my job. The most I made was $5. So typically I make the most on the days that I post, but I'm pretty analytical, and I was like, okay, how long will it take me to actually quit my job? Like, let's see what the average is how much I'm getting a month. In that first month, from the 8th to the 30th, right? I made like $40, maybe even 50. I think it was like 40 something. In a month, you have to reach 100 so that they can pay you out in the 28 days. And if you don't, it rolls over to the next month. I did not make enough on May, so it rolled over to May, June, right? And I think I'd also made about the same. I don't know if I'd reached the 100 at that time. I don't think so. And I was posting quite a bit at that point, because I was posting 2 videos a week. Working for yourself, depending on social media, it's important to note that like some months your CPM, your RPM, and just in general, like how much you make on social media will kind of go up and down. You can make like the same content, but monthly, and depending on your viewers and the time of the year, it could just kind of fluctuate. And I was just noticing that it would drop and then it would pick up again. It wasn't until July 22nd that I got my first paycheck, and I was supposed to actually get it July 10th, but I was wondering why I hadn't gotten paid quite yet, and I was like, why am I not getting paid? I was like, I linked everything up, and then I searched and I realized that it wasn't linked to my account, and that was the issue. And then it took a while for, even after I had fixed the problem, it took a while for it to go through into direct deposit into my bank account. After I had gotten monetized, I was going through a lot of surgery and cancer related things just because that's where I was. And I remember that's when I had the most views, and I was still kind of making under 100. That's something to keep in mind. Like it was like anywhere from like 400 to like 1,000, 2,000 views, and I was still not making that much monthly compared to now, right? So from May to now, it's more consistent. I think in May when I was posting, I would, you know, when I posted a video, I'd make like $5 or so, which I'll talk about in a second, but then it kind of would really drop. But then now it's like pretty consistent, and I'm making a little bit more than that than the first month, which was like $40 or $50 a month. Just because you have more views a certain month doesn't mean that you're gonna make the most. I find that to be the opposite. Honestly, like my views are kind of lower. Like a video hasn't taken off in a while in the past couple months. It's almost like it's not affecting it. I don't know. Is it the longer that you've been on YouTube? I don't know. What I do know is that it totally helps when you guys engage, watch the ads, click on the ads accidentally or on purpose. I remember following Lynette Adkins since like the beginning of her journey. At one point when she was at 8,000, she had said that she was making $500 a month, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is, I think a month. Yeah, a month. I was like, that is so cool. Like I wish I was making that much, like just from like a hobby. All of the money that I make, which is kind of like pocket change right now, but I try to reinvest it in all my gear. And also recently we upgraded to a new apartment. I feel like that money, I can reinvest it in my quote unquote studio. And when she was saying that that's how much she was making, I was like, okay, that's doable for me. Like I can see myself doing that. What is it called when you're just like, what is it called? I forgot the name. Visualizing. I was like visualizing, like, okay, like I can get there. That's doable. Eventually, like, you know, once I have growth, and I'm pretty sure that you guys can relate to this too, but once I have growth on YouTube, I can make more money on the side and work less at a job that I don't, this is not what I want to do. I'm just like making money on the side. Now, if we're going to talk about how much I made on my first paycheck, which this is the burning question. How much did I make? I'm going to put it on the screen. You know, I think like some people think like, okay, you're kind of like low-key wasting your time because you're doing so much work and this was your first paycheck. And I do want to mention that I was watching this other video, and another girl that I actually follow that has a little bit less subscribers than I do, I'd seen her first paycheck because she had gotten it at the same time, and she made a video on it, and she made more than I do. So it really doesn't depend on how many subscribers you have, apparently. So since July 20th, when I finally got the paycheck, more like more like July 10th, because that's kind of when they pay you, to now, how much have I made? If I go to my revenue, so right now it's showing me 180 with 34 cents. And let's just round up how much I made to 114. 180, 34 cents minus, we're gonna round up. So this is how much I've been making in the month since, or actually less than a month. I think I'm gonna be reaching 100 pretty soon. Monthly, which is super exciting to say. It's easy to feel kind of discouraged, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. No, seeing these things and going through my analytics is so important because it reminds me of why I do this, and that I have grown since I first started. When I was starting, I remember I watched Best Dressed video, which iconic, but she's not posting on YouTube anymore. She's like, this is something that will take time. It's literally like a business that won't be successful or won't, you know, you won't make a profit until like 2 years. At least like that's how it was for her.
I've been doing this for 5 years at this point, but for the first 2.5 years, I didn't earn any money. So I tell everybody who's interested in social media that you have to be willing to work on this for 2 to 3 years without getting paid. It's a game of endurance. You always have to shoot the gap. There's going to be like a whole year where you're just putting in an insane amount of work and seeing no returns for it, but you have to keep doing it because that's like the only way that you get to the other side of the gap.
It's like good to get that perspective, especially if you feel discouraged, because I'm like, okay, I'm like barely making any, it's like coffee money, I guess, right now. Other YouTubers have say like it's important to niche down so everyone knows exactly what kind of videos you make, and that will get you subscribers because your subscribers will know like why they came here, what kind of content you post, and not that you're gonna post a bunch of weird random stuff. That's helpful, but at the same time, you kind of like lock yourself in. If you see my channel, you'll see that I started posting ballet and then makeup tutorials from celebrities and then just vlogs and things like that. And I got honestly like views from all different kinds of videos. You don't want to back yourself in a corner too soon. You're still a new YouTuber. You can still play around with these things. You never know. One of the videos, the next video that you post could really pop off. Don't give up if this is something that you want. If you don't have the personality, if you're not super comfortable in front of the camera, you never know. Like one of my first videos, I just talked and I was like talking about ballet, and so many people really felt attached to that video in a good way. I'm really happy that you guys found this channel, and hopefully you liked the video. You can go ahead and leave a comment if you guys have any more questions. Thank you so much. I'm about to hit 2,000 and I'm so grateful. I will be back next Monday with a new video. I will see you guys super duper soon. Goodbye.